Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for telling my mother-in-law that I don't like her food? My husband, 23, and I, 21, both come from different cultures. For example, I'm actually an immigrant and only moved to America when I was just 12 years old. There are a lot of things my husband and his family does differently than mine, things that I'm not quite accustomed to. One being how they prepare and season their food. To me, it's just super bland, and the stuff they choose from food combinations just doesn't seem to go together. For example, my mother-in-law puts mayo on literally everything. I even saw her make a tortilla pizza as mayo as her base, which she offered to me. Each time she offers me food, I always make up some kind of excuse to avoid eating it and try to be as polite as possible about it. But unfortunately for me, after I invited her to dinner, she felt compelled to do the same for me, even when I told her it's not necessary. The next day after the dinner we had together, she started making plans with my husband. When my husband brought it up to me, I told him I really didn't want to go, to which he replied, "My mom's food is not that bad. Could you please just deal with it for one day?" Now, in most cases, I would have just sucked it up in order to maintain a good relationship with my mother-in-law, but I'm pregnant in my first trimester and am feeling extra nauseous. I honestly don't think I'd be able to keep the food down in the condition I'm in. My husband grew up eating her goods, which is maybe why he doesn't think it's that bad. I mean, even my family thinks so. When my mom invited her over for a family get-together, she brought some pasta, which tasted like a whole package of ketchup was dumped in it. I ended up venting to my sisters and mom about the issue, and they all gave me the advice to just be honest. And my mom even said that if I don't be honest now, it's something I'll have to deal with for the rest of my life. So I decided to call her and express to her that I'm not accustomed to eating the type of foods she is used to making. And since I'm pregnant, it'll be really hard for me to swallow because of my nausea. I even offered to teach her the recipes from my homeland that she seemed to really enjoy. It didn't go too well. She was really offended and told me that she'll never cook for my ungrateful ass again, and told my husband. My husband is really disappointed in me because he felt like I should have just pretended to keep the peace, and is upset that now my mother-in-law doesn't even want to invite me over again. I feel super bad now and seriously want to know if I'm the idiot in this situation or if I was being too mean or disrespectful. Am I in the wrong? Update. I have invited my mother-in-law out to a tea cafe and spoke to her in person. I was able to explain myself better, and I choose not to back down on me not liking the type of food she cooks. I'm sorry, but this is my life, and I'm choosing not to live the rest of my future being pressured into eating foods I do not like. And am also choosing to live my relationship based on honesty. I had an honest discussion with my mother-in-law and explained to her that I love her as a person and appreciate the time and effort she puts into making my husband and I food. But I honestly do not like the type of food she chooses to make. I explained to her that it doesn't make her any less of a person or a bad cook. It's just my personal preferences. She took it extremely well this time and apologized for insulting me, and told me that she has never been the best cook and would love to take me up on my offer to learn some meals from my homeland. I ended up suggesting that we take cooking classes together, and she loved the idea. I think the little bump in the road gave us a stronger bond, and I'm glad we were able to patch things up. I personally don't think the advice I was getting from the majority of this sub was good advice, and would recommend to anyone in my situation to be honest and kind. I even made it known to my mother-in-law that I'd myself appreciate the same kind of honesty coming from me, and if she ever disliked food I made or even a gift I gave, to please let me know so I can make or get something she'd enjoy. She even made jokes about previous gifts I got her, LOL. You're the idiot. You don't call someone up and tell them you don't like the food they cook for you. You just don't. If you're pregnant, you can say you're nauseous the night of the dinner and just eat very little. But it's just basic manners when you're being hosted to pretend the food is good. Yes, you might have to deal with this the rest of your life. Who cares? Occasional meals you don't like are not the end of the world. You're the idiot. You chose to marry a man from a different cultural background. That comes with acceptance of how they do things differently than yours. Eating bland food for the sake of peace is common courtesy. It would have been different if it was repulsive. Your post reeks of, "My culture is great, hers is bad." Did you seriously expect her not to be hurt, sad? Am I the idiot for laughing at my wife's name choice for our son? I decided to make a new account because I'm currently being bashed by most of my family members on this, and they follow me on my main Reddit account. So my male 35 wife, female 32, is pregnant. She's due in 2 weeks and I am beyond excited because this would be my first child, and I've always wanted to be a dad. Yesterday, we were in bed together, talking about our baby. All of a sudden, she jumps up excited with a huge smile on her face. She told me to stay on the bed because she had a surprise for me. She went into our closet and grabbed a box. It was decorated with ribbons and bows, so I assumed it was a gift for me. She handed it to me with the same big grin on her face. It was obvious she was excited to see my reaction. I asked her what it was, but she just kept on saying, "Open it, open it." I opened it, and inside was a blue on-site with the name Bartholomew in cursive stitched in the middle. Now, I had agreed that I'd let my wife name the baby since she was the one giving birth, and I felt as if it would be something really special for her, so I trusted she'd name my son something at least normal. I asked her what it meant, and she said, "Surprise! That's going to be his name." She sounded so happy and enthusiastic, so I knew she was serious. I busted out laughing to the point of tears. I honestly could not believe she was going to name our son that. What the hell kind of name is Bartholomew? She got really silent and started tearing up. When I noticed this, I sat up and stopped laughing. She snatched the box off me and stomped back to the closet. I asked her if she was serious, and she said yes. Apparently, she's decided to name our son after her grandfather, who she was very close with before he died. I told her that she should think about this because it's an outdated name. She started yelling at me, saying I was judging my son before he even came out of the womb. She stormed out and is now staying with her mom. I honestly can't believe she's serious. Her dad called me yelling at me because apparently she's told on me. I've been called immature and a joke so far. I'll probably just apologize, but there is no way in hell I'm calling my son by that outrageous name. I'm currently thinking of a nickname to call him. Any ideas? Am I the idiot? You're the idiot. Even if it's a ridiculous name, you said to yourself that you gave her the choice to name your son as she is the one giving birth. You also said to yourself that she looked very happy and excited, and then you started laughing? That's some idiot behavior, not the idiot. Am I the only one who thinks Bart is going to be a fine name? In a classroom with 20 Liams, be the Bart. Maybe I'm biased because I find most of the current popular baby names atrocious.